So can
Yeah.
I ask, where did you grow up?
Yeah, I grew up in I was born in Ile-Ife in Osun State, Nigeria. And due to a war that happened between Ife and Modaikeke, so we left Ife and moved to Ibadan for safety. So I started my educational stuff in Ile-Ife from primary school. So moving to Ibadan, I had to start all over again. So I finished all my educational career in Ibadan, your state. Secondary school, my institution, all in Ibadan, Oyo State. So I would say I grew up in Ibadan, but I was born in Ife.
But if I can just jump in, is that the one of the reasons I love to talk to different people from around the world is that everyone has different viewpoints. But then the fact that you in childhood had to move house due to war and just conflict is something that nobody in the UK has had to deal with for a long time. But I think part of the reason, and one of my later questions, is all to do with why did you think, different people from different around the world can bring value to an organization when you created the board. I think the same is true in what you've been through, is that, I haven't been through that, but I'd love to learn about what that process was like, and almost, how did you find that as a child? Just almost that move, was it just normal to you?
No, it wasn't normal because I remember vividly that should be around 1999 or 98. My dad took us to Ibadan for his shopping. So now if it was peaceful when we left in the morning. So now we're back from Ibadan to Ife, there was war. So we actually got into the middle of the war, and though the soldiers were the one that you know they have to guide us back home. And so my dad was like, "Oh, we left in peace in the morning, and we are back in the evening, and we met war. I think this town is no longer safe." So he decided to move. But because of the fact that we just arrived from Ibadan, and that was a city that is more exposed, more civilized than Ife. As a child, I didn't see moving from Ife to Ibadan as a big deal because oh wow, I'm going to a big city. So forgetting the fact that it's because of the world that's how we're living, but to me as a kid, I saw it like, oh, I'm living kind of a village to a city. So I was excited for us to move. So it was a few years later now realized that, oh wow, the movement wasn't that pleasant to my parents because he left his business, his properties, all he left them in Ife to start all over again in Ibadan. So I would say that it's not a good experience for my parents, but for me, it was a nice experience because I left a rural place to a city.
But what's interesting for me is that with you said at the start that you're very entrepreneurial, and I know you are, and that's hopefully something we'll talk about. But I think almost people say that traits of entrepreneurs is that they know how to deal, and they're resilient. They know how to deal with challenge, and I think it's a great sign that someone who's been through struggle, and your parents again, that it's that will build great character in you that has, I think, done you very well. But it's a
Mhm.
fascinating. I love doing these interviews because you always learn things that you didn't know.